Life began before dawn, a spark in the cosmic ocean. Over billions of years, that spark became something extraordinary. Us. Welcome to Decoding. In this documentary, we journey through the entire story of humanity, from the birth of our species, to the rise of civilizations, to the dawn of artificial intelligence, and beyond. Who are we? Where did we come from? And what future are we creating? For ourselves and for the world that made us. Let's decode the evolution of human beings. 6 to 7 million years ago, in the heart of Africa, our ancestors took their first steps, not just on land, but toward consciousness. The earliest hominins, Sahelanthropus chidensis, Ardipithecus, Australopithecus, walked upright beneath a burning sun. According to fossils and DNA evidence from the British Museum and Britannica, this was the split between humans and chimpanzees, our closest living relatives. From then on, the story of evolution became a long, winding river, filled with experiments, extinctions, and triumphs. Around 3.3 million years ago, in Kenya, early humans began shaping stone tools, a spark of intelligence that would soon light the world. Fast forward to 315,000 years ago, a new species appears, Homo sapiens. They spoke in gestures and sounds, they painted caves with memories, and they dreamed. Genetic studies show that modern humans evolved in Africa, then migrated outward, across deserts, rivers, and continents. We carried fire, tools, and stories, and in doing so, we carried civilization itself. The Out of Africa theory, supported by genomic research, reveals how humans slowly spread across the planet, to Asia, Europe, and Australia, adapting to ice, heat, and endless change. Every journey reshaped us. Every climate sculpted who we would become. What truly made us human wasn't just our hands, but our minds. Fire gave us warmth, but language gave us meaning. Through words and symbols, we built memory, culture, and imagination. Our ancestors carved their world into stories, myths that explained the stars, and art that gave color to existence. In those moments, humanity became more than biology. We became storytellers, aware of our past and curious about our future. This was the beginning of civilization. 10,000 years ago, a quiet revolution began. We tamed fire long ago. Now we tamed the earth. Humans learned to plant seeds, and with that, to plan the future. Villages became cities, cities became kingdoms, and kingdoms gave birth to empires. From Mesopotamia to the Indus Valley, from the Nile to the Yangtze, we built walls, temples, and calendars, each stone a step toward progress. But every civilization carried a paradox. Growth demanded resources, and power demanded control. As we shaped the earth, we also began to reshape ourselves. Fast forward to the 18th century. The Industrial Revolution unleashed energy greater than anything humanity had ever known. Coal, steam, and steel built the modern world. Machines replaced muscle. And for the first time, progress became exponential. But every gain came with a cost: pollution, inequality, and a growing distance between human hands and human hearts. The rhythm of life changed forever. We had conquered nature, but not ourselves. In the 20th century, a new kind of revolution began: the digital age. The invention of computers, the rise of the internet, And the explosion of data transformed our species once again. Information became our new oxygen. Knowledge spread at the speed of light. Then, in the early 21st century, artificial intelligence was born. What began as simple algorithms evolved into deep learning systems, capable of recognizing faces, writing poetry, diagnosing disease, and even creating art. According to research from MIT, OpenAI, and the Pew Research Center, AI is now embedded in every aspect of civilization: economy, science, medicine, and even emotion. For the first time, we built something that could think, not as a tool, but as a mirror. Artificial intelligence isn't just reshaping technology, it's reshaping humanity. We are entering a phase of co-evolution, where human decisions and machine logic intertwine. AI systems now analyze our health, our cities, our climate, even our relationships. But every innovation brings questions. Who controls these systems? What happens when algorithms make moral choices? And how much of our humanity are we willing to delegate to code? Studies from MDPWAM and ResearchGate warn that unchecked AI could amplify inequality, misinformation, and surveillance. Yet the same technology, used wisely, could cure diseases, end hunger, and unlock a sustainable future. It's not the machine we must fear, it's the intention behind it. Where do we go from here? Scientists measure civilization's progress on something called the Kardashev scale, a scale of energy mastery. Humanity today stands at about type 0.73, still dependent on Earth's limited resources. To reach type 1, we must harness the planet's full energy sustainably, solar, wind, fusion, without destroying it. Our survival depends on it. Climate change, inequality, and overconsumption threaten the foundations of our progress. But never forget, we are the only species that can foresee its own extinction and choose to avoid it. The next chapter will not be written by technology alone, but by wisdom. As AI grows, the line between man and machine begins to blur. Neural implants, brain-computer interfaces, genetic engineering, all push us toward a new identity: Homo Deus, the godlike human. Will this make us immortal or obsolete? Researchers at Stanford and Oxford debate whether superintelligent AI could surpass human creativity and emotion, or whether true consciousness will always remain uniquely ours. The future may bring not one humanity, but many, biological, digital, hybrid. Yet our core challenge remains the same: to stay human. To remember empathy, love, and the fragile planet that gave us life. Every era of evolution has carried both risk and hope. From stone tools to silicon chips, our story has been one of curiosity and courage. We are not the end of evolution. We are its continuation, its conscious expression. The future will not be defined by machines, but by meaning. By how we choose to use the power we've created. If we choose compassion over greed, sustainability over chaos, and unity over division, then AI will not replace us. It will elevate us. So remember, we are the universe, decoding itself through awareness, curiosity, and wonder. From dust to DNA, from thought to algorithm. The story of humanity continues, and the next chapter begins now. This is Decoding. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep journeys into the universe, life, and the mind of humanity.